The Beijing Games set to start in just a few days, but not far from there. The horrors of China's human rights abuses continue to unfold. More than 1 million religious minorities, mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters locked away in prison camps there. Their children certainly not spared, sent to orphanages, many placed in boarding schools to make them loyal to the communist regime. To say it's unspeakable would not be doing it justice. In fact, the real issue lies in who is listening or choosing to do anything about it. Olympic sponsors lying low, claiming they had no choice in the venue, and calls for a boycott brushed aside. Our next guest knows this all too well. Rushan Abbas is the founder and executive director of the Campaign for Uyghurs. Her sister, a retired doctor, was taken more than 3 years ago in retaliation for speaking out against genocide. Sadly, she is not the only loved one to vanish. Welcome, and thank you so much, Rushan, for joining us and telling us your story. Your sister, and Dr. Rushan Abbas, a retired medical doctor, was taken and secretly imprisoned, we're told, by the CCP in 2018. Why did they take her?
Thank you, Sandra. I spoke about the genocidal policies on Chinese government that's conducting against my people, using my freedom of expression. But I am doing today my advocacy work and speaking against those genocidal games, China's genocidal crimes at the cost of my own sister's freedom. In September 2018, my sister, Dr. Rushan Abbas, who's a retired medical doctor, was taken by the Chinese regime just 6 days after I talked about those crimes at one of the think tanks in Washington, D.C. For months and months, we had no information on her whereabouts, but only December 2020, we learned that she was secretly sentenced on false charges, basically designed to give the regime impunity in punishing innocent Uyghur people. So it has been more than 42 months now. I have no information on her whereabouts. She's 59 years old. When I think about her, I only think about how she has been treated and if she's safe. And I pray that she is well. And we are talking about the Olympics next week. Thing is that the International Olympic Committee will not guarantee for no forced labor is involved with its supply chains. So that makes me really frustrated because there's these prestigious games, the Olympic Games, could be stained with the slave labor of my people. It could even have my own sister's forced labor. It's millions of Uyghur slaves used to produce the goods for Beijing. Is my own sister, Rushan Abbas, is making the uniforms or the souvenirs for the Olympics.
We're so sorry to hear that. I know you've also told us she's been sentenced, you've been told, to 20 years in prison there. That is why you have written and penned an op-ed, a moral imperative. We must lead a boycott of the Winter Games. What is your message to those who know this is happening? The genocide of millions of Uyghurs and other Muslims because of their religion and their race. And they continue on with what some are saying simply a diplomatic boycott of the Olympics, but not an all-out boycott.
Yeah, a diplomatic boycott is just a bare minimum. And it has allowed a few other nations the opportunity to firmly stand on the correct side of the history. More nations need to join the coalition and they send the unified message to this genocidal regime that we have learned from the mistakes of our past and they aim not to repeat them in our future. But because when you look at it, there are haunting parallels between the Berlin 36 and the Beijing Games that are just happening in a few days now. The specter of genocide hangs over these games, as it happened in Germany during the Holocaust, and now it's happening in my country. By allowing China to host the Olympic Games, the International Olympic Committee basically has condemned millions of Uyghur people and Tibetans and the Hong Kongers, Southern Mongolians, and more by refusing to respect basic human dignity. Today, the conscience of the world and humanity are being tested. And those Olympic sponsors and the NBA News, which is planning to broadcast those genocidal games, and the International Committee are failing that test.
Well, I know you haven't heard from her since she was taken and imprisoned. Your sister, we've been showing pictures of you and your sister together there on that screen. We wish the best for you and your family, and thank you for sharing your story here with us. Rushan, keep us posted, and our best to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Okay.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.